And Shredder Nation, happy Tuesday. Welcome to episode number 90 of Living the Shredder Life. I'm your host, Jesse James Jamnick, ER Shred Health and Nutrition Coach, and I am joined by my brother from another mother, our ER Shred co-founder, Mr. Sean Escobar.
Thank you, brother. I'm actually sharing the call on my wall right now and on
Fantastic.
my story,
so. Yeah, we would encourage you that if you can do it off my personal wall. You can go to Sean's wall, smash the share button. So many people deserve to hear what we're going to share tonight. I don't think that we have all the answers, right, Sean? We definitely don't have all the answers, but I do believe in my soul that we have the tracks for people to run on to regain back control of their life from a health standpoint. And then from health, what we've witnessed with our own two eyes through our own life, and now through the thousands in our Shredder Nation, our Shredder community. It's been pretty remarkable. When you have your health, that is your wealth. And it can impact, right, Sean, your relationships, your career, your the way that you just wake up every day, how you interact with your kids. It's just such a, like I got tingles, like I got freaking goosebumps, literally thinking about it. So share it, guys. Just share it. All right, Sean, let's dive in. Let's go high level.
Can I ask you a question? Did you share it? Did you already share it in the group as well?
It is in the group live. Cool. Yep. Everybody's chiming in. I don't know if you can see the comments. If you've clicked over on the right-hand side in the StreamYard platform, you'll see up in the box it says comments, and then you'll actually be able to see the comments as they come in as well. And then if you guys have questions, I just want to say real quick, sorry, Sean. If you guys have questions, try to hold them to the end so we can actually pay attention, and maybe we can even leave like 12, 15 minutes to answer any questions if people have that. That work? All right, dude. So I want to turn it over to you. Let's go high level. We got people coming in. We got people chiming in. Right now it's 33. So let's deliver. What did we call everybody for? What's the big news? What's the message? I want to turn it to you to get you started, and then we can kind of dive, deeper and deeper for people, if that works.
Thank you. And by the way, I have some notes here because I had some things I wanted to share and I didn't want to forget. So I'm gonna read some of the notes that I wrote, and I hope you guys will bear with me. And then we'll go into what we're proposing, what we've decided, and I'll be letting Jesse handle a lot of the bulk of that because this is Jesse's thing. Jesse, I consult with Jesse on everything. Jesse has the education. He has the credentials. He's not just some guy that's just my bro. Like I know we come across that way. I know we come across very casual. I know we come across it's just our nature, right, Jess? We're casual. Look at you. You've got a freaking rack weight bench in your living room there.
100% in my garage, but close.
No, but I'm just teasing. But seriously, you guys, Jesse is extremely knowledgeable, and I consult with him on everything. Isn't that right, Jesse? I consult with you on everything.
We do. And I think that's why it flows is just, people see that, but they don't realize, we've also been through a lot together and have shared and been very vulnerable with each other, and have built that relationship over time. So yeah, man, I'm very
and I just want to put it out there, like, thank you for still being here. Like, thank you for that, because
my pleasure.
To me, it shows the level of ownership that you take. To me, it shows that you really are committed, that you really do care. Jesse hasn't been paid to do this, you guys. Neither has Susan, neither has Heather, neither has Bob. We haven't been compensated. We're doing it for all the right reasons, and because we want to create, maintain, and preserve culture. Culture is everything. And in wellness, Jesse, it's at least 50% of the battle is support and community. You nailed that from the beginning. So here we go. If we were strategic business people, we would have waited until our ER Shred 2-year birthday celebration to bring up these announcements, but we couldn't wait. Our problem is that we are not business people first and foremost. We are people. And we couldn't wait for our people to have this information and direction. Thank you to my wife, Crystal. This community, ER Shred, and this endeavor, it means everything to my wife and I. If you know our journey, you'll understand why it's so meaningful to us and why culture and community matters to us so much. And so we just find so much fulfillment through this culture and this community. It's everything. And I want to thank the board, Heather Sika Leonard, Bob Sivright, Susan Rothman, and Jesse James Jamnick. I want to thank you guys because you don't give a little, you give a lot. Like, you guys give a lot, and we're grateful. Also want to mention, it is important that we point out that, Susan Rothman is a health professional. Jesse James Jamnick is a health professional. They've devoted a lot of time. They've devoted a lot of years and a lot of money. And we need to appreciate that. We need to respect that and realize that they're offering their services for free here. And that is very meaningful. I want to say that. On behalf of all of us, I want to express gratitude for the original 11-day baseline elimination reset shred, gratitude for all who paved the way prior to its formation, and for all those who contributed to it in any way, shape, or form. It is legendary, and its story will remain forever. The gift that is born of ER Shred for those who surrender to the journey is that of personal empowerment, born of newfound self-awareness. It all starts with what we put in our mouths every single day, which makes sense if you think about it, because the very foundation of life, our food, can serve as a catalyst whereby we can begin to take control of all other areas of life. This is what Jesse and I have realized, and so many others as well. We're so damn proud of what we have collectively created. It's just amazing. We have a living, breathing thing that is ER Shred. It has positively impacted tens of thousands of lives, but our favorite part is the hundreds of lives that have been completely overhauled transformationally. Those stories are what mean everything to us. If ER Shred went away today or tomorrow, which it's not, but if it did, we would hold dear all the many memories which are documented and can be reviewed for many years to come. And you know who else is special? All the silent ninjas. All the silent ninjas who only show up from time to time, or those that just don't show up at all. We want you to know we know you're out there, and we love you, and you do matter. Our intention for building this community was first and foremost to do just that, impact people's health. What we could not have predicted was how the impact would spill over into all other areas of life. The culture is just special. It's positive, genuine, raw, real, and authentic. The people, there are like kind, as we call them. Those whom we lovingly refer to as shredders are very special. They want more out of life for themselves, for sure. They are taking it too. They won't just accept what is, but they also want to go beyond themselves and support others. These are heroes who have pushed back against what wasn't serving them and taken back control. They become superheroes when their intention then turns outward to others who are suffering. There is nothing more fun than becoming a real-life superhero and saving others. We dreamt about it as kids, remember? We would strap on those capes and run around the house saving the day. Now we truly have the opportunity to become kids again, heroes. Thank you to our ER Shred hearts, our hearts of ER Shred, and to the entire Shredder Nation for all buying in. I will be doing a call Thursday night where I am going to dive into the importance of culture moving forward. I'm going to open up my heart and share from a place of vulnerability, a place I have not gone before for fear that I might be misinterpreted. So please do support me in that if you can. All right, Jesse boy, I know that was long. Jesse, now we've spent an entire summer, haven't we, analyzing what is our goals? What do we want? What's cooking in you right now? Tell me.
Yeah, man. Well, that was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just going to encourage everyone to take a breath for a second and just think about that for a sec. I'm 1000% on the same page. I mean, you know that, and I think the biggest thing for me is from day one, you and I have always, this is about the people. It's simply sharing what we've learned through a lot of pain, through a lot of trial and tribulation, through a lot of being in the woods, if you will, and taking a machete through. You know, somebody mentioned to me today, they say, you don't know what it's like. I'm like, no, I do. We all have a story. We all have a journey. And for me, it's just, I know Susan does this for this reason, and Heather does this for this reason. The reason we jive is I think it's just it's our passion, right? Like I tried to walk away from helping people because I thought it was a bad thing. And I just get sucked back in. Like, and when it comes to health and getting people to just feel awesome every day, because I believe that's everyone's gift. That's my mission, is to just show people it doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be boring. In fact, it's a shit ton of fun. And I get the struggle and I get the phases, and I just want to try to free people more. And instead of impacting thousands, Sean, maybe this is greedy. I'll be greedy. I want millions. Like, I want millions of lives to be changed. And I'm dead serious about that, because I believe that what we have is something really special. And it's not just about, drinking shakes and steak. Like, that's special. That's a special piece. But man, is this just something, being here is easy, dude. It's, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, life's crazy, but being here is easy because thinking about, like, waking up every day and watching, I mean, every day there's new people that are, I had this happened, like, da-da-da, and to see it shift away from not just being a physical number on the scale anymore, not just a person defining themselves by what they're told they should be, but giving them the power and the choice of what they can be. That's special to me. And that's, I think what keeps me driving is I think we have that way to show people, and the community to support it. So that's what's brewing in my head off what you just said.
Yeah. And let's go there with the million people, right? And that's not really our goal per se. I mean, we want to help as many people as humanly possible for all the right reasons. And, I love Jesse, because Jesse, I love how he puts that crap out there, like a million, because that kind of blows my mind. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people. But I just love how he believes that when he voices that and he declares it, that it's going to happen, and he really believes it. So I think we should all just jump on board with that, Jesse. I think we should all.
Please do.
Because it's crazy. Like, actually a flash of a little bit of fear jumps into me. And I just think it's just like, I don't know, man, maybe it's not doubt. It's not doubt. Like, I for me, the one matters. Like, that guy, Michael, that guy, Michael, that posted, and I put it on the wall. And this is a guy he just showed up again. He's been doing it for 2 years, and suddenly he shows up again. And here I am thinking, oh man, did we lose Michael, right? Did we lose Michael? Michael's just been busy with life and doing his thing. Mm-hmm. And then he shows back up, and it's like, do I want a million of those where I go, oh my God, it totally changed his life, and he is so grateful? Dude, I want a million of them. Yes, of course, because that guy's changed. He's a changed being. So with that in mind, we actually spent the entire summer, and we was just thinking, what do we need to do differently? What needs to shift? What do we need to do to appeal to more people? Right? What do we need to do to hold on to more people? And this was what was flowing through our consciousness. And I actually started to challenge the board a little bit. I was like, maybe this, or this needs to change. And I was actually trying to shake them a little bit. Like, I wanted to see what they thought. I didn't really have like a direct intention. I just wanted to feel the feedback. And it's just amazing. This board is just unbelievable. And we do not, like, this is not some smooth sailing thing. Like, it's like call after call after call after call, and back and forth and back and forth. And Jesse doesn't agree. Susan doesn't agree. Heather doesn't agree. I don't agree. Like, it's crazy. But I think ultimately it's like this refining process, and we ultimately end up where we're supposed to be. So with that in mind, Jesse, maybe we can just go ahead now. Hold on. let's talk about those polls real quick.
Yes.
Can we talk about those polls real quick?
Please. Yes.
What did you gather from that? Like, do you want to
So,
speak to that?
so why don't we, in case people have no clue what we're talking about, do you have those handy, or do you want me to pull them up?
I've got percentages right here. Like we did a poll.
I would love to just share the 3 questions and then the percentage from each question.
Okay.
Just so people can see.
All right. So, and then you can speak to it.
Sure.
Okay. So we conducted polls in the group, you know, considering how do we reach more people? How do we hold more people? And, you know, one of these polls, for instance, was 94%. And we got like a couple hundred votes on each poll. So it is significant sampling. It is pretty indicative. And 94% of our active customers continue to use Isoline Pro every single day. So that's something. So hold tight on that. We found that 24% of our customers report loving their cleansing component of the protocol, and they enjoy doing cleanse days often. That was 24%. Another 19% love cleanse days, but they just do them more infrequently. And then there's another 36% who do not love them, but do them frequently for the health benefits. So this, like, it's amazing to hear that demographic of people is very committed. They don't love them, but they're committed, right?
Yep.
That's probably like you and me, Jesse. So we love the feedback. And then 57% of our active customers, they flat out do not want to cleanse. They just do not want to cleanse. So it's a telling poll. And
yep.
Jesse and I wanted to dive in and just riff about that.
Yes. Yes. I think what that shows us is what I've come to learn to be some of the most sound evidence as well, Sean, in research, you know, in today's research, like recent research, where flexible dieting with a foundational blueprint, because as humans, we need certain things, okay? Like it's non-negotiable. Like we need quality protein and we need a good amount of it, okay? That's gonna make you harder to kill. In the short version, that's gonna make you harder to kill. I mean, you're talking about immunity, you're talking about, you know, the essential amino acids found in protein, which are literally the building block of your entire body, okay? So I'm excited when people are saying that they see the shake as food, because man, for the last 8 years of my life, I have downed 2 to 3 of those every single day. Like no joke, not playing. I'm not over exaggerating. Like literally that's what I do. Non-negotiable, because it's the highest quality protein. It's bioavailable. It gives my body the trace minerals. I mean, those shakes with the protease enzymes and such are just a very high quality. And you can't get that from food. Sadly, you can't get that from food these days. Okay. So we have to make sure we fill those voids, right? So that's foundational. And I'm excited to hear about that. So I just, you know, when people are, you know, we can discuss what shredding means as well. So we get that out of the way later on. But when people are, let's say, moving into maintenance and they're talking about what I consider living the shredder life. Okay. And they look at the shakes as food, as part of their foundational well-being. Mm-hmm. It's extremely important. It's the easiest way to get protein, guys. Like you can't eat as much protein as you need to get. So you got to fall in love with your inner protein shake, like really. And then it's not just anyone, but making sure it has the highest quality. And I think we've done a good job with our partner, obviously. I mean, we have the certifications, the backing, like the third-party testing is there, which is very important. Okay. So that's important. The cleansing aspect of things is something that we need to touch on. Okay. Yeah. Cleansing, intermittent fasting, however you want to look at it. You know, if you look in the world today, there's obviously many different forms. You know, people have heard about time restrictive eating, where people eat in short windows. You know, we hear of full day fasting. Well, listen, breaking news. Fasting is like biblical days, okay? Like it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of centuries old. In fact, Hippocrates was the first one, the father of medicine, to prescribe fasting. If you look it up, it's pretty fascinating, right? So it's nothing new. There are benefits to fasting, and cleansing. Our way of doing it, again, is backed by science, which is very important. However, we can't just always go science, 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 science. Okay. We have to say practical, like long term, longevity. I don't want somebody to just flash through 11 days, Sean. That does me no good. Like I've watched that for 20 years. Like it pisses me off because it's just, you know what I mean? It's not the thing. So cleansing.
Yeah, they do the thing where they go, I'm gearing up for it. And then they flash through it and then they're done.
Yeah. And that's like, for me, that's not exciting as a professional. I know for Susan, that's not exciting. For you, that's not exciting. Okay. And it's not about getting people and keeping them here. That's not it. Like if people knew how amazing I felt every day and the adventures I get to took, like I just want to share that. That's what I try to share every day because that's epic. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's living life, like having, working all day up from 4, coming home at maybe 6, whatever, still being able to bear crawl over the floor and chase my little guy around. Like longevity, Sean, you know what I mean? Like the quality things in life. I just want to clarify that. Okay. And people can make their own, but for me, that's that. Okay. So that's why I live like this. So that's the cleansing aspect, it's powerful, but it can also be misused. It can be misabused. Cleansing or fasting is a stress on the body. Okay. Now there are good stresses to the body, like hot and cold plunges. That's a good stress shown to really do amazing things on releasing stress and helping telomeres and all kinds of amazing stuff. Okay. Literally like hot shower and turn it to cold, shock your body. Right. So there are good stresses and cleansing is one of them. However, I get nervous because in the diet mentality world that's been created by social media and marketing and billions of dollars and making people feel like crap because they didn't stick to something or they fell off course or they failed because they made a bad choice in one day. Like, no, like I'm done.
The psyche, you're talking about the psyche and it screws people up.
I'm done. Like I've watched people, good people that I know are trying hard, just fail miserably over and over and over and over again. And I've done it myself. Like I've been there, you know what I mean? And through coaching and this group and seeing all these people, like, what we have to protect is the mentality behind why we're doing what we're doing, why we're choosing to say yes to our health. And it's not just the diet. It's not just to lose weight. Like that's a facade, Sean, for most. It's like, what do you want to do? I want to lose weight. By the time I ask why, like 6 times, there's tears. And then I get to the truth. And do you see what I mean? Like, so I know. So I'm pushing people because I know. So with cleansing, do we want to talk about like changing it up?
I want to ask you 2 questions. So number 1 is the cleansing that we do, is it beneficial and why? And you don't need to go into depth about that, sure. Just brush over it. Go ahead with that, please.
Okay. It's extremely beneficial when used as a tool in the toolbox.
Right.
And there's certain times, like phases, if you will, like somebody comes in phase 1, like, 14 years of, whatever, right? Like whatever happens.
14 years of they kick the shit out of themselves. Right.
14 years of beating the shit out of themselves. Okay. Right. So then they come in like that's phase 1. And, cleansing can be beneficial when put in at a certain time. Okay. And then it can also be beneficial when put into a routine maintenance, which we're going to really, really help everybody do with a little shift, right? That we'll announce later. So yes, that's that.
So there's a phase. I think what I hear you're saying is that for the individual who's tackling their health goals, there's a phase initially. And when they graduate to lifestyle shredding, at that point, we have a recommendation about how frequent, and the average person might cleanse. How frequent is that?
I would say quarterly.
Okay. So quarterly. Seasonally. Yes.
Yeah. And the reason for that is that can I share with you very quickly why I still choose to cleanse?
Yeah.
Because I'm a pretty healthy dude.
Yes.
Okay.
You eat super clean. It's amazing.
like it's really one of the things I'm like the strictest on in my life because it's my passion. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know why I
There's
can't
not
bring it up with
there's
you,
no
but
fluff. There's very little fluff.
I really love it. Okay. But I love the way I feel more than anything. I hope everybody understands that. So the reason I choose to do it is because unfortunately we live in a dirty ass world. I mean, come on, like stop arguing that. Okay. Like I don't care how clean you are. I don't care how organic you buy, how regenerative farm. Like we live in a dirty world. We have dirty air, we have dirty water, and our soil is being polluted and it's just bad. Okay. So as an athlete, I'm breathing in more. I'm
Yeah.
sucking in more. I'm putting more damage on my body every day when I beat the living snot out of myself at 5:30 in the morning.
You're getting more oxidative damage than even the average person.
I would argue that.
Well,
That
you know what I mean in terms of air.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So I know that those what used to be called forever toxins, heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides, all the junk that fungus, all those things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
those get stored in our fat cells, and they used to be thought that they could never be removed, and that's not true. They're not forever toxins like we once thought in science. Okay, so you can remove them, and that's why I choose to do a seasonal fast because it just allows my body. One, it's ancestral. I mean, think about it. Like it's our ancestral roots. Okay, this overeating, this overindulging that we do today is not normal human behavior. It's just not. Okay. So to give your body a break, like there's nothing woohoo, there's nothing crazy. Like, yes, it's amazing. And it can do a lot of good. It can do an amazing a lot of good because it sets the body up. It's like a primer, Sean. And then we can absorb better. Our systems are more in tune. Our body is made to work with each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Don't listen. Don't get distracted if I look down and write a couple notes because
I'm not getting distracted at all.
I'm going to leverage
I'm
your.
distracted more by your gorgeous beard than anything. So it's absolutely fine.
Okay, buddy. So here's the question, and this is
Go
I
ahead.
gotta use your expertise in coaching people, and is someone so you endorse cleansing. We're going to be doing cleansing, and
For
so
sure.
this is important, but you're basically saying that there's a phase for that. Is there a phase for? I'm just going to put it out there. Is there a phase
Oh,
for potentially for no cleansing for an
yeah.
individual? Is
Yeah. I'm glad you
that
asked.
could? I mean, yeah. Go speak to that.
100%. 100%.
See,
100%.
we don't want people to feel guilty
No,
if they choose not to cleanse.
no. Wait, hold on. First of all, let me just clarify something real quick. Do I miss seasonal cleanses? 100%. 100%. Like Jesse is not Jesse because I cleansed.
Yeah.
You hear me? Like,
Yeah.
no. I've been consistent. And consistency is going to trump anything for the last,
Right.
14 years of my
It's
life.
the habits, it's the daily habits that make the lifestyle, the shredder lifestyle easy.
Absolutely. And think about this too, Sean. Our normal American diet today is full of, seeds of grass, very inflammatory foods. It's full of non-nutrient dense foods. And that's primarily so many people's calories every day is non-nutrient dense foods. Okay. So when you decide to change your life and raise your hand and say, I'm ready, like, let's go. Like, I'm done feeling whatever. Like, I'm just done. Like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, there's a fate. You have to realize that health is not just a flip the switch.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've learned our lesson. We have a $3 trillion healthcare system. It's one of the most expensive in all the world, and it's one of the sickest, not including third world countries. So pharmaceutical, is there a place? Yes. Is it over abused? Yes. We know it's not the best. Okay. So, but when you get to a point, right, like a good medication or a good doctor that would give you a medicine, you might need it. There should also be a plan to come off it. And I think that's very healthy in the psyche of long term. So you're asking about, is there a place for not cleansing? One, I think I just want to share this, and I want to talk about the very beginning of someone's journey as well, because that's really crucial. That's a little bit of a shift for from what people know. But so yes, there is. Let's just sum it up with that. Okay. Let's talk about why we've mulled over. Okay. And even, Susan's in on this, and we've really mulled. I mean, this is not just like we decided this yet last night. Okay. I think there's a benefit to somebody even not cleansing for the first 3 weeks of starting with the ER Shred community. And I want to call it community versus protocol. Did you want to go here right now?
Yeah, no, this is perfect timing to go here right now.
So I think that's really important because of reasons we've already spoke about. Some people are coming, a majority of people are coming to us. I usually don't speak in that term, but it's statistical. So I just want to speak the truth. Okay. Majority of people are coming very hurt. They're hurting. They're sick. They're tired. Things are not working properly. Again, we don't treat, cure, prevent disease, but that's just the reality of how people show up. Okay. And we believe that the human body is so amazing that if you just give it a fighting chance, it will heal itself. And that's really that's what we want to do. And we want to set people up for ultimate success. Okay. Now I know, and poll wise, look at the polls and look at the results, right? Majority of people aren't really so excited about cleansing right away. And when we think about it, Sean, it's like, it's kind of scary if you're like, 80 pounds overweight, right?
Jesse, I want to speak to that too, because I asked you and Bob and others, what percentage of people just are turned off by the thought of it, but what percentage of people do we actually have go on the protocol and they have an unpleasant experience with that, and it feels, depriving and punishing? They're not ready for it. And as a result, we lose probably over 50% of the people right off the bat. And they're not going to tell you because they're embarrassed by their own lack of willpower. They're not going to tell you. The honest ones will.
Now, there's going to be, listen, have we had thousands of people have great results with the standard way? Yes. And I really want to, I need you to understand, please, this is not diminishing in any way, shape, or form the 11-day protocol. But just hear me out for a second. Most people come in very, very hurt, okay? If we know that cleansing is an additional added stress, and you're already stressed out with life and kids, and the food is causing more pain and work and everything else, and then we throw in something else, right? That's that. So really, and the other thing is, this isn't mandatory. This is just an option, because at the end of the day, Sean, this is people's choice. This is their life. If you're ready to go the 11-day protocol and you're ready to get on the horse and ride, like, giddy up, cowgirl. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be your biggest cheerleader. Like, go rope them, But, if you need some time, know that that's okay. And your results aren't hindered, and you shouldn't feel bad, and you're not going to be behind. Those are the people that because if you can just do a steak and shake, which is a great thing that we're going to play out, right? Like steak and shake and hydrate, because we need our electrolytes.
Okay. Describe shake. Define that for everybody.
So shake is obviously
steak, steak. We know what shake is.
So when we abbreviate and say steak and shake, we're talking about steak, nitrate-free bacon, grass-fed beef. We're talking about Heritage Farm pork. We're talking about pasture-raised turkey, pasture-raised chicken, pasture-raised eggs, high-quality rocket fuel, like
butter.
Nutrition.
In case you didn't say butter.
Butter, like sour, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking nutrition, okay?
Right.
So we're taking that, and that's that. Now, the funny thing is, Sean, if we're coming from a standard American diet, and we go into something like I just explained, where we do this for 3 weeks and we're doing the steak and shake. We're still following. We're not doing the whole grain. We're not doing the processed sugars. We're not doing the refined flours, the seed oils, the whatever else we're choosing, right? The trans fats. Like, we're not doing all of that. Are we not detoxing?
Are we?
Yes.
Okay.
Naturally,
I know the answer, but I got to play the role.
I know. So naturally, we are detoxing already.
Right.
Already. Right. Okay. So we're doing that already. And it is a balance. You know, people have asked, and I just want to hear this question. They go, can I just live on shakes? No, not really. Like, you know, but Jesse, they're food. They are. But you have to understand that we're humans. We're very complex individuals. And we need a variety of things from different sources, which is why we have the different sources that we just named, right? Like, each thing is serving its purpose, electrolytes and fats and high quality protein, like, you know, to get the amino acids, the essential amino acids, like, those are all serving a purpose.
Right. Okay. So thank you for that. I want to mention, originally when we formed ER Shred, it was actually, if you think about it, it was a tweak here, a twist there, you know, a little bend here. It was just a combination of things. And I remember when we launched it, we just said, I hope everybody gets the same kind of results what we got. And they did. And it was a hell of a lot of fun. But it was just a few tweaks. And some people would say, that was so simple. And they would say, that was so simple, I could have figured it out. Okay. So
can I just show you something? Can you see the comments on the screen?
Yeah, for sure. What does it say?
It says, you have no idea how excited I am to hear all this. I have given this option to a few and felt like I was going against protocol.
You're not going against no right? protocol. That's just it. And Jesse, is someone who doesn't cleanse an ER shredder.
Yes.
Like,
this is
damn.
Yes. Because
it's someone who never decides they need to cleanse an ER shredder.
Yes. Because you see, ER Shred, Sean, from a nutritional standpoint, it's the foundation. Do you understand? It's the foundation. It's crossing the T's and dotting the I's. It's giving your body what sadly we're lacking. Like, you have to work hard these days, guys. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. It sucks. It really does. But you got to work hard to give your body the quality that, like, our ancestors used to get from drinking, like, stream water, because the water ran over the rocks and it absorbed the magnesium, and you got that in your body. But yet now it's like scarce.
Right.
You understand? Like, in trace minerals, Sean, everybody talks about macronutrients, like trace minerals. And that's why the shakes are so important. That's why I never go a day without them. Because that crosses the T's and dots the I's. And then I obviously have my grass-fed beef and regenerative farmed, you know, things. Look at Kathy Martinez. I didn't do a cleanse day on my first 11 days and had great results, but I also felt like maybe I didn't do it correctly, but it changed my reality in such a profound way. I felt so much better. So the cool thing is that everybody has options. Everybody gets to create their own food blueprint, which is what we've preached from day one. We're going to support people in eventually creating their own individual food blueprint. You know, because if people knew, like, you know, you and I are both in pretty damn good shape, right?
Yeah.
Let me give people a blatant example of how my food is your poison. I devoured today, Sean, at lunchtime, the most delicious farmer's market fresh apple.
Ugh.
What would that have done to Sean Escobar?
Ugh. That would have held me hostage. Right.
Yeah. And that's a perfect example. Yeah. And that's, I used an apple. I'm sorry, but
held me hostage on the toilet.
That's the reality, guys, is that, you know, everybody's journey is a bit different. And this is why I want you to focus on this versus like, oh my God, there's change. Like, don't get all freaked out. I know from coaching, people just like change for some people is like, oh my God, this is not change. This is just more options. This, I believe in my soul, is going to help more people. Like, cleansing scares people. It's not that it's bad for us. And if you get addicted to cleansing and you think that you need it to lose weight, that's also an abusive type of thing.
That's abusive. It's the diet mentality that we are so opposed to.
And that's proven by meta research to not be the best thing for long results.
Right.
And I want people playing the long game, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's the long game here.
I want to say something about the long game is important to us. That's why we're doing this. And I am going to spell out just a little bit more about what we are proposing, just in case they don't get it yet.
Yeah.
But real quick, Jesse, we gave people a little too much freedom, didn't we?
Freedom in which, what do you mean?
We gave what we did the 11 days. And then it was like, all right, now build your unique dietary food blueprint. And I think it was a little too premature is what we've decided. And so, yeah, you've got your people that they get it and it clicks, and there are lifers and they're still here and they're killing it. But then I think a lot of people didn't get it. So I believe what you know about habit forming is critically important. So with that in mind, the shred pack stays the same. What we're proposing is that you're going to do, instead of the 11-day up front, you're going to move it to the back. So you're actually going to do 2 weeks of Steak and Shake. And that Steak and Shake is foundational, baseline foundational Steak and Shake, meaning you're going to eat your 2 shakes a day. You're going to have your one meal of your choice, big meat meal, eat as much as you want, steak, butter, ground beef, if that's better for you, pot roast, whatever you got. And then you're going to do that you could do it for 2 weeks. You could do it for a week. We're proposing that it's going to serve you best to do 2 solid weeks, then move into the 11 days. You'll actually do another full week of Steak and Shake, which equals a 3 solid baseline foundational Steak and Shake days before you begin to build that blueprint. And Jesse, you actually think this is going to make a difference?
100%.
Okay.
100%. And for the reason being is, and again, Sean, it's important to state that everybody is going to come here at a different place in their journey. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's really important. Okay. Because some people are going to come in and they've been involved in health and fitness for quite some time. I mean, we have an amazing woman that's actually going to be on next week's call, Kim Ford, personal trainer at the game. She helps women. She's been doing this a long time. And she was at a different point, right? Like her body could maybe handle something a little bit more stressful than the person who's coming in from 10 years, 8 years, 4 years, 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds overweight and stuff is going on. So I think that's really, really important that we identify that. And what this is doing, Sean, is meeting people where they're at. And it's also giving people options. You want to know the single most important thing that I've learned from all my nutritional training and all my health coaching over the last 20 years of playing this game? Mm-hmm. There is no one size fits all.
Right.
There's a foundational piece, which is Steak and Shake, for the reasons of the nutrients, the vitamins, the minerals.
It's old meets new. It's what you taught us from the beginning. It's primitive,
ancestral,
coupled with modern science.
When I always tell people, I go, listen, when in doubt, think of what your ancestors would have done. I mean, can it really be that simple? I believe it can be. Like, I really do.
Right. It's intuitive and it's common sense. So I also want to make mention that the shred that start kicking off next week on the 12th, that is going to be our final seasonal shred of this year. We're not going to be doing monthly shreds. We're going to be doing quarterly seasonal shreds. And Susan Rothman, Sage Susan, she's going to be educating all of us on why at these specific times, what historical meaning is there, what is the solstice and all of this. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be far more effective in my personal opinion. Now, if an individual, thank you, Susan, if an individual does go on the 11-day elimination, the shred, and let's say that they attempt 2 cleanse days and it's not a fit for them, we want to make sure that they know that there's options they can regress to. I hate to even call it regress because it's just choice. Yeah. We want choice and we want phases. That's what we're after, people. Phases are a good thing. And Jesse taught me that. And choice is a good thing. And so it's essential. It's essential that if, we offer choice. Someone doesn't like 2 days cleansing, they could resort. I got to get this old language out of my head. They could choose to do 1 cleanse day. They could choose to do daily cleansing. They could choose to do nightly cleansing. The options they're there and it's
Yeah.
important. And they could also just not cleanse or suspend it and wait until they feel the need to. So with all of that said, our next group cleanse, the big one, would be in January, about mid-January, and we'll get that date up and whatnot. Now, Jesse, the shred pack, so that remains the same. We're suggesting people do 2 weeks steak and shake before moving into that. Okay. Now, we have to define, Jesse, the difference between steak and shake, baseline, foundation, because people don't realize they're going to baseline. Steak and shake, I mean, they're going to baseline, and we have to define the difference between that and the shredder lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So the phases.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the phases.
Phases. You know, the good old wise tale says, you know, if you had the option and you were going to go and eat an elephant or eat a whale, how do you do it? And it's like, it's one bite at a time, you know? And I think we have to realize that, you know, in the world today where it's just go, 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 and, you know, in your face and here and there, like, we got to step back for a second. Again, we're looking for people to go the long game. It's crucially important. And I'm going to push that on you. And I hope you realize I push that because I freaking care. Like, to me, this is not like, get you in for 11 days. I got you. See ya. I feel like that's so many things out there. You know what I mean? And I can't be a part of that crap. Like, I despise it. It's what I hate about this industry. So, you know, when we go to baseline, okay, and we're removing, right, all of the things that we know are inflammatory foods, gut disruptors, microbiome disruptors, right? People hear that word, same thing as gut. You know, brain disruptors. Like, you guys got to remember, like, we're cells, we're veins, we're arteries, we're systems, we're heart, we're lungs. Like, you're a big petri dish to bacteria. You know what I mean? And right now, that's all messed up for some people. So when we go to baseline, Sean, what that's doing is we're removing all the stuff that's impeding the body's processes, and we're only choosing to give it the essentials. Think what our ancestors did. We're giving it the essentials. We're giving it the most bioavailable, dense nutrition on the face of the planet. We're giving it all the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients that it needs to thrive, so it can do its thing. And I gotta leave it there because I can't.
Satiation, you know, in absolute abundance, satiation with the right things and those foundational pieces is basically where we're going down to.
Yes.
And then from there, now I want to speak to this next point, because not only are we talking about flipping, so you do the 11 days at the back end, and so that's our preferred methodology for the long game, okay, for obvious reasons. And someone asked, you know, are people going to see results without cleanse days? We already have seen them all.
Yes.
That's what you're unaware of, is that we've got so many stories. They absolutely will. Now, will they realize the benefits of autophagy without that? No. Will they realize the benefits of detoxification as much? No. But, you know, relative to overall health transformation, yeah, they're gonna see results, and fast. Just watch. It's gonna blow your minds. It's gonna blow your minds, and it's gonna be a hell of a lot more fun to market. Because, all right, we're gonna go into this next piece because it's important. This is like the big deal. So the other component of this is we are suggesting that you could also start people off on what we're going to call a steak and shake pack.
Yeah.
Which is just 3 cans of Isoline Pro and 1 can of Hydrate.
Yes.
People do steak and shake baseline foundational for 3 weeks. And at that point, this is where it gets really cool. Because at that point, Jesse, what options are available to them? Do you want to speak to that?
Sure. You know, again, depending upon the person and the phase that they're in, the options and the choices they have are awesome, because from there you can choose to keep going. If you feel you need to gain more control, you need to fix, you know, certain habits, whatever that could be for some people. You can choose to go into the original 11-day protocol, which is where you do put the intermittent fasting days, because again, they are beneficial. Okay. But Susan made a brilliant comment. She's damn straight. It's like priming your body. Like, think of this as like the primer before the job. Okay. You're priming before the job, because when you get your body, the body wants to be in regulation, Sean. It's always trying to regulate itself. When you spike your insulin, it wants it to come down. When you jack something up, it wants it to be normal. So it's constantly fighting. So we're allowing it to just kind of like get back to natural homeostasis, right? Get that natural being and just function, right?
The third point, I cut you off. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
No. Go ahead.
The third point, you talked about people could go 3 weeks Steak and Shake. They could continue on with Steak and Shake foundational
so they can keep going with that, right?
Or they can introduce the 11-day baseline elimination, right?
Yep.
Or they could move straight into building the diet, the intuitive, unique dietary blueprint. Straight into it.
Right. Straight into it. And I think, I hope that's so freeing for some people. And, there's going to be some people that say, wait a minute, I need the strict direction. We got it for you. There's some people that say, look, dude, like, I've been doing this for a while. Like, I get it. For me, like, one of the major shifts that I made, Sean, throughout this process is I had the realization that I used to eat way too many seeds of grass. I didn't need as many as I thought I did. And for me, I still enjoy a variety of food, a variety of high quality food, dude. High quality food. And that's different than your food. And mine does include vegetables from regenerative farms and, different things. And then I also have my play. I have my splurge.
So that's we're calling that, Jesse. We're calling that Jesse's Shredder lifestyle.
That's the lifestyle, dude. Like, you're living the lifestyle. Somebody made a comment. I forgot. I think it was Karina or something. I'm sorry if I said it here, but she's like, I was thinking of this on a walk. She's like, I've been living on maintenance and it's the best thing, because she naturally, intuitively understood that I take the foundation, Steak and Shake. I'm always constantly fueling my body. But then there's that, when I said wiggle room on the post, what I mean by wiggle room is that's, if people have ever heard like 80-20, right? And I want to really put that into context. Like, if your, caloric intake, for instance, is to maintain homeostasis and maintain what you're doing, you feel good, you look good, like you're happy, and that's, say, 2,000 calories, Sean, okay? The 80-20 is you only have like 200 calories, of play on average, right? And I don't want to bring it to that. I don't want people to lose sleep over that, and really, like, don't let that get, I just used it as I just need you to understand from a number, just so you can see the pie. Like, I want you to envision the pie and be like, okay, 80% of the time, like, I want to feel like Superman or Superwoman. And then there's that other time. And if you've spent the time, Sean, and when people get to that point, understand, I call that phase 4. Okay. So there's phase 1, 2, 3, 4. We're talking like phase 4, where you can really kind of have a little bit more leeway, right? Like, I've spent so many years of my life dedicated.
That'll take a long time to get there.
Right. So most people might need time. They might need a year. They might need 2 years. They might need 6 months. They might need 2 months. Who knows? Like, that's where you got to figure out and be honest with yourself and know that no matter what there is, there's an option for you. And more importantly than all of that, more importantly than all the nutrition, is there's a place for you. There's a community for you of like-minded people that can support you along any path you take. Why? Because we have that smorgasbord of people, I believe, spread out throughout the group. From paying attention and looking at people and hearing the post and watching the post, and even the ninjas sometimes, you see it.
Yes.
And people are thriving, and they're not just, when people think of shredding, I don't want them to think, oh, I got to cleanse. That's my fear.
Right.
And I want people to think living the Shredder lifestyle is like, no, I'm thriving in my health, my relationships, my career, my happiness, my sleep. Like, I'm thriving in that richness, because health is my foundation, right? And it creates my playground.
Brother,
Is
you
that
know what's
painting a good
funny is
picture?
I'm sitting here. Yes, it's beautiful, and I'm
Okay.
sitting here thinking, with the words you're speaking, I guarantee you, our most avid shredders who've had the longest, most successful long range results, they're sitting there going, "Well, that's what I do." They're like, "That's what I do," and the reason they're where they're at is because that's what they do. You see what
For
I'm saying?
sure. For
I
sure.
needed to find this a little bit more. There was a question that came in. So, guys, basically, what we're doing is, again, we're proposing that you flip the 11-day elimination reset shred onto the back end of the initial experience, or that's 3 weeks essentially. It's right
Yep.
there. I mean,
Yep.
to form a habit, or we're suggesting that you start with a steak and shake. And it's not an official pack. We'll have to build it manually through recommended carts until we sell enough of it. Then we can get a
Yep.
pack. But bottom line is just get 3 cans of shake,
And
Isoline
hydrate.
Pro, incubate those, and a hydrate, and you go 3 weeks. Now, here's the cool part that I'm so excited about. Okay.
Now they're
so,
still following. Just make it. You go 3 weeks, but you still follow the
yes,
shred guidelines.
foundational baseline.
The guidelines. Okay. The baseline.
Yes. So
It's very
we could
important.
refer to it as, foundational baseline steak and shake.
Yes.
Foundational baseline, original ER shred. We'll work with the language. And by the way, Heather is going to be working. She's busy. She's very busy right now with school and all of that going on, but she's going to be helping us catch up the resources. And we really appreciate you, Heather. We love you. You're our sister. We think the world of you. You're so badass. So thank you for that.
We're talking about the guides and the
yes, everything like that. It'll be painted, like it'll actually be painted where people go, "Oh, wow, phases. Oh, choices. Oh my God, I could, I ordered the steak and shake pack." And then it's like, you do it. And then it's like, do you want to move on to a shred pack? Do you want to do that? Do you want to just order another steak and shake pack and build your blueprint from that point forward? And so it's just killer the way we're doing this. And I'm giddy about it, but I'm also giddy about this. I believe our 2 main goals, number one, reach. I believe marketing steak and shake as a pack, $200, 3 weeks to form a habit. It's old meets new. It's ancestral meets modern science, which is trending anyways, guys. Like, you guys don't realize it, but we have helped move this cause forward. All of the renewable farming, we've actually had an impact, and it's big and it's important, because as we increase the need and the demand, then all of those different arenas, if you will, they all start ramping up and getting bigger, and everything becomes better and more affordable because you have more volume. And so it's like really good stuff we're doing, and it's really important. And this is all contributing to it. It's all part of our cause. But I want to say, you guys, we get healthy by eating like kings and queens. Like, this is nuts. Like, we get healthy by eating like kings and queens, and it's affordable, and it's food replacement in this economy. And I mean, this is so money, you guys. This is so money. Like, I'm so giddy about it. I'm doing backflips on the inside. And you know what? There's another big thing, which is we're going to hold more people. I guarantee you. Yeah. And Jesse, you've pointed out and elaborated on all the reasons why, from a coaching point of view, why we are going to hold on to a lot more people. We will. And that matters. We don't want to just get people. We want to hold them, don't we?
We do. We do, because, and that's what makes this special, right? And I think you see that in a lot of people too, is like, the meaning of ER Shred is not just to get people. It's never been to get people, right? That's silly. You went through a health crisis. I've suffered with some things. It was born through, which I think any like really good thing is born through a real story. Your story, your wife's story, like my story, like, you know what I mean? And now thousands of people's stories. And now we've built this massive, thing of story. Like, I think that's the key thing. So, yeah.
Thank you, Jesse, for all you do. I have mad respect. You had mentioned that another place that we might have fallen short was, showing people that shredder lifestyle. So I want to assure everyone of your commitment, which you've made. And I know I'm not just putting this on you because you're the one
Yeah.
who said it, that
Yeah.
you're bringing more. You're going to
Yeah.
bring more in the way of what does the shredder lifestyle look like. By the way, guys, all along the way, keep in mind, like, we want empowerment, and empowerment means Jesse don't tell you what to do all the time. It means Jesse's not going to be there all the time. Like, sometimes you're going to have some trial and error, and that ain't a bad thing. Like, we learn more from our failures than we do our successes. Those lessons stick a little bit more, don't they?
Yeah. And, I would even say, I would challenge the word failure, especially in the arena of health. I don't see people when people commit through my coaching programs and such, Sean, and I watch people and I witness this, like when people are there, they're like, it's not necessarily a failure, more so as it is like, oh shit, I shouldn't do that anymore.
Right.
I mean, dude, can it just be that
just more like an educational experience than failure?
Can it just be that? Like,
I like that.
Please, can it just? I'm begging.
You shredderized it.
Can you please? Like, can it just be that? Like, oh shit, a bloop in the road. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, speed bump. I missed. I forgot to brake. You ever go over a speed bump when you forgot to brake because it was like hidden in the road? You've done that before. I've launched my car on those things, right? Okay. What do? Like, you stop driving? No, you keep driving. Like,
and you learn to keep your eye open for those damn.
And you learn to watch the road better. And that's dude. I just thought of that, but that's a great analogy for the journey of health. Like, there's speed bumps, and sometimes it's okay to hit them. Like, stop being scared.
I guarantee you, the word speed bump is going to be used an awful lot in the community and amongst ER shredders. I hit a speed bump today.
Right. I hit a speed bump, man.
That's all right.
Like, I hit a lot of speed bumps, dude. Like, I think people think life is like, woo, no, I hit a lot of speed bumps,
Hey, real quick, we got a killer call tomorrow night, Jesse. It's a Come Alive call. There's 2 special surprise guests on there that are very influential, very powerful people. And so I want to make sure that everybody gets on because that'll be really fun. Also, we got another surprise. So guess what? The other surprise, a lot of you are going to love that even more. So make sure you come on.
Yeah, man.
And then Thursday, I'll do that thing. Beyond that, I think we covered everything. And guys, listen, feel free to go in the group. We're transparent. We're open. We're honest. Did we stack products on you guys tonight? Like, did we say, hey guys, we're adding this, and this to the protocol, and if you don't do that, you're not an ER shredder? Hell no, man. That's not how we operate. That's not ER shred. Like, that's not the shredder's way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I love it, dude. This makes me giddy. I hope I'm really giddy. And I'm giddy because, choice is powerful. I know sometimes people get scared, and I just want to say we got you. That's the value of the community. Like, you got to wrap into that. That's what no program has, guys. Like, they don't have that. You know what I mean? It's not a real, genuine community of people that have gone through the same thing. And what's the fastest way to get something done? Like, follow someone who's done it. Like, why make, but know that it's okay to make the mistakes and have the bumps and stuff along the way. And we got you. And when Sean, when you said I give more, that's, maybe more education on food, what serving sizes look like. How do we, if we're going to eat vegetables, like, are there ones that are better? Are there ones that are not? What does that do for one person and another person? I know Susan can help share so much. And I know so many other professionals in our group. I want to encourage, like, this is not just Sean and Jesse and Susan. Like, this is our family. This is our community. Like, if you are in the space, if you have things to overcome, mental roadblocks or mental illness or, things that you found to help you better sleep or whatever, like, share that. Like, that's what makes this community so much richer, right? Is you guys. And tapping in, and wherever you're at, you don't have to, but I just want to encourage people and give permission, because I think sometimes they might get scared. Like, no, like, all are welcome, right? Like bring your log to the fire, and let's blow this up and just meet people where they're at and and give people that path. And I think it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Yeah. You want to hear my closing? I got a closing like tag phrase now.
I really want to hear it. Yeah.
You want to hear it?
Yeah,
right,
dude.
It's old meets new. ER Shred, alive, not dead. Become a kid again.
I like that. I like that. I like
shred
that.
on, shred heads. Yeah.
All right, guys. If you have questions, drop them into the comments. Let us know your thoughts. I know I've been reading a bunch coming through, and a lot of you are excited. You think it's going to be a good thing. You think it's going to help a lot of people. A lot of you feel relieved. I mean, I got to go through and read these again, but you do too, Sean. And if you have questions, we'll do our best to answer them. And keep shredding. Keep shredding. I hope you have a better understanding of shredding and living the shredder way. We hope you all have an amazing night. We'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
All right, brother.